What up, guys? CP the Toiletic. Woo! Today, we've got a couple of items. Super Loop. I'm sure nobody has heard of this. Just kidding. I want to talk about some restocking items real fast. Some things that I just kind of consumables, so to speak. I got some Super Lube to restock because I was out of that. Some mechanics wire, some thin stuff. I just like to have it. Sometimes I like to tie up stuff if I'm just going to hold it out of the way for a while. And a little bit 14 gauge stuff, 3-pound roll. Simple, cheap, stuff to keep around. I ran out. I've been kind of scrounging for what I had. I'm probably going to it'll probably take the next 20 years of my life to use up this stuff. Don't use it a lot, but sometimes when you have to weigh down a part, I don't like to use the brake caliper hangers overnight or whatnot, so I'd like to tie it up with wire, just a little bit more secure. Sometimes you got to hold exhaust up out of the way, and sometimes you just don't want to use straps. Whatever. Some people use different things. It is what it is. Nonetheless, I digress. That's just a few things right there that I got that are consumable items. And then I picked up something that I was really excited to do. Now, I'm going to tell you, I keep around, which I'm kind of tired of, I keep around an abundance of Gatorade bottles. Normally what I do is cut a hole in them. I put a tube down the center, and I don't know where my other one is because it went MIA on me. I'm pretty sure that the neighbor walked off with it because he was doing brakes and asked to borrow it. But nonetheless, I found something that's a lot better. And that's from Auto Body Now. Auto Body Now is becoming a name that you'll see a lot of places. They do have some things made in Taiwan. Most of the stuff they have is made in Taiwan, as I'm finding out looking. I don't use a lot of their stuff, but I know I hear it in the comment section all the time. And yeah, this is a really cheap, inexpensive deal you can pick up off Amazon, like with consumables. And, you put it in here. Not a sponsor, once again. These things are really cool, and I'm going to open it up here, and we'll take a look at them and show you why I went with this route. And this is my preferred method of brake bleeding because the majority of the time I have to do brake bleeding by myself. And when you have to do brake bleeding by yourself, it's nice to have something that works really well. Now, the cool thing about these are they're magnetic. That's right, they're magnetic. They stick on the deal, and you can wrap them around something. Or themselves, wrap them around something else and then hook them. They have a nice hook on them. These are very optional. And if you're concerned about whether or not the tube goes to the bottom, yes, it does, in fact. And so what that does is it creates no ability for the air to travel back up. And generally speaking, if you keep the tube below the brake caliper bleeder screw, you won't get air bubbles back up it anyways. Submerged in the brake fluid, it'll definitely not do it. And you can just pop this nipple off. Then you have a vent, and then you can pump the brakes, and it'll travel the fluid. Now, I plan on eventually showing you guys. Unfortunately, I'd already done brakes on a Chevy truck, so it's kind of the thing why I bought these, because I was sick of the bottles. I seen these, and they have the nice little magnet deal to them. And I was sick of the bottles. I have to have a lot of hose, and then I end up losing them because I don't really put stock into keeping them because it's not a tool that I invested in. This, I can kind of stick up somewhere when I'm done or hang them up somewhere, and that way I think I'll keep a little bit better track of these. Not only that, the neighbors can, or whoever can borrow the Gatorade bottles. These will not be going out, but they were like 20 bucks, something like that. Very, very, very handy, very, very well worth the money, in my opinion. You just pop that on the bleeder screw, and then you open up the bleeder screw, pumps the fluid through, and it doesn't allow the air to travel back up the hose. That's the long and short of it. Physics, that's basically what it all boils down to. But a 2-pack of them, that's what it came with. A 2-pack of these bad boys. The part number, ABN 16-ounce brake bleeder. This is, in my opinion, the best way to bleed brakes, especially when you're by yourself. You can use an air bleeder, which is fine too. There's several different ways to do it. However you choose to do it is however you want to do it. It's fine. I choose to do it this way. I prefer to do it. You pump the brakes slow, you get the job done, and you don't have to yell at your kids to help you. You don't have to have a friend help you, whatnot. Very, very simple. The next thing that I have, very quickly, I finally, you know, you ever had one of those tools that you wanted to get and you just never got? Well, I got one, made in the USA, the original thread checker. Let me get this bad boy out and talk about this a little bit. All right, so this is the thread checker, and as you see right here, it has your sizes down here and your measurements down here in metric and standard. It has your different thread pitches, your screw diameters, metric, standard, metric, standard for your bolts and your nuts. So I do have a bolt right here. This should be a metric bolt, I believe. Should be an M125. Boom shakalaka. First try. I swear to God I never did this. I just looked at it. I think a lot of mechanics kind of get intuition. Sometimes I get screwed up, but most time, yeah, that's too big. Perfect. Too small, obviously. Too small. But that's your metric, M125. And then you can obviously check your bolt to verify it's M125. And you see we have the bolt. Now we can measure the bolt size. This is an all-in-one thing if you're looking to replace bolts. I do have a bolt bin. I have talked about this. I got all my bolts from US Bolt. There is other companies to get from, but it is nice to have an assortment of bolts. You see a lot of these bigger YouTubers getting the nutsandbolts.com. That's fine too. Whatever you want to get, but I got to tell you, you can buy small assortments of bolts for a fraction of the price, couple $100 or less. I think you can buy a small pack, and I will tell you this much right now: it's a lifesaver. If you use a lot of these style bolts, the M125s or other varieties, you will find yourself saving yourself a ton of money ordering these bolts online. They ship directly to your house. It's nice to have one of these, especially when you do have a bolt bin, because that way you can just look at this, and then I have all my bolts laid out. I go right to this first, check this. Okay, that's what I need. I go to the bolt bin. I have those all dialed out. Saves you a ton of time, a lot of frustration, and absolutely for the $50 for one of these things, it's an amazing thing. Especially you can teach your kids. This is a great learning device for people who don't know bolt sizes. Gives you everything right there. Pitches and the size, quarter by 20s, quarter by 28s, 5/16 by 24, the whole 9 yards, made in the USA by, and this is an unsponsored video, once again, S&W out of Bellevue, is it Bensonville, Illinois. There's the number on there, everything like that. S&W, a very decently made deal, and you can screw it right to your wall, or as I'm going to do, just bolt it right to my bolt bin, so it's right there when I use it. Very handy. So, the next thing that I have, and the last and final, which I know you guys have been eyeballing because it's been hanging out, I picked myself up a Wera Zyklop 3/8 ratchet. I don't remember the price on this, but I will leave a link in the description for all this stuff if you are interested, to make it quick and easy for you to buy. Once again, it is an affiliate link. It supports the channel. It doesn't cost you anything extra. Some people get weary or weird about that, but it doesn't cost you anything extra. You don't have to use it if you don't want to. I don't care. Like I said, I always say, I'm not here to try to sell you tools. I'm trying to show you stuff that helps you out in your life. That's all I really care about at the end of the day. The rest of the drama is really a moot point to me. But nonetheless, Wera Zyklops, I've always wanted to get one of these. And if you guys know, I have the Wera, the Tool Check Plus kit. And I really love that little ratchet in there. That's one of my favorite. One thing I like about the Wera ratchets is, and these are not made in Germany. These are made in the Czech Republic. I don't know, there's a lot of misconceptions about that out there. Czech Republic, which if you know Czech Republic, they're very big on being machinist. And that's what's really cool about some of the Wera stuff. Very well machined stuff, not like typical stuff. It's got a satin finish. It doesn't have a super great back drag, but the attention to detail, what I do love about this is the switch on there. The Wera, like their screwdriver handles, their signature handle that's on everything right there. And this is a quick release. Nothing too crazy. Let's check out a socket fitment. We'll just use this handy dandy 10mm I got here. Pretty well fit to the socket. There's really no slop there, as far as taking up. Like I said, not a great backdrag, but what I like about it, I really like the handle on the Wera ratchet. That's one of the things that I just kind of wanted to have for my collection. I don't know why I like this, but it's got a really, really dense handle. Excuse me. I mean a handle. But it's really beef. It's really heavy. And I don't know why, but I tend to like ratchets with heavy handle ends on them. Maybe it's because just the nature of gravity that you're helping yourself out by having it. I mean, if you're pushing down, that little extra force is going to add to it. But also, it can go against you if it's going up. So, whatever. But quick release. Nothing too fancy. Nothing too crazy. The Wera Zyklop's 8004. I want to say this is right around 40, 50 bucks. But just adding to the ratchet collection. You know my addiction on that. But, nonetheless, that is pretty much all I have for today. Now, I do have a ton, and I mean a ton of things that I need to do. Okay, I'll show you. I have a ton of tool hauls. So if this interests you and you're ready to see other stuff, there is going to be a ton of content coming. I mean a ton. I'm going to do a content overload. I have so much stuff backlogged because I got busy, then I got sick, and I got busy, and things just happen. And in life, much like anything, this is not my job. And although I like showing you stuff and having fun doing this, it does sometimes take up more time than I have available. So, with that being said, I have taken some time to make some videos and pumped out some content so that way I can keep you guys entertained and having fun. And I'm sure you'll enjoy it. So, anyways, guys, remember, like, comment, share, subscribe. Ring that bell. Remember, keep your hands dirty and your money clean. Thanks for watching.